Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
Good
Wow.
evening, everyone. How's that for?
Woo!
Am I getting good or what?
You are getting good. You are
Man,
getting
man.
good.
It's Wednesday again.
It's Wednesday. Yep.
Yeah.
All day. Look at this. We got our northern New England visitors here already.
They're in there.
Jim Roy. I think that's an all-time record for Jim Roy.
Boy, you must just be coming home from something or just left the shop to get in the house.
In the chilly woods of Maine, and special welcome to our friend Bernie in Nashua. And you know what? I've got to head to Vermont to do some work for a client on Friday. They said it's in Washington, Vermont, which I never heard of.
Never heard of it.
I have to drive. Here's the cool thing. This is another topic, but it's cool anyway. I've got to drive an electric vehicle to Vermont.
Oh, good luck. In the winter.
I told the people, and it's going to be, it's almost equivalent to Burlington. I told the people, you just better have that thing charged at 100% because with the cold weather and putting heater on, and there's no chargers up there. Once you get north of White River Junction.
Are you driving the electric up or are you driving the electric back?
I'm driving the electric up to drop off with somebody and then coming back in a gas car.
Oh, okay.
So at least I'm on my way up. But anyway, hey, we have a great show tonight. And,
we really do. Yeah.
There's some pretty interesting topics. But before we get into the actual topic, I was just, we were chatting before the show and talking about going to Florida next week. And I don't know when I'm leaving. It'll all be the weather dependent. But then I figured for people of our age, let's just say 50 and up, let's put it pretty general. It's not about bringing the right clothes. It's not about having enough money. It's making sure you have refills of your medications to make the trip. So,
I can relate to that. One year when we were back at Christmas with the kids in Boston, I had taken out my medications and had them on the counter for the whole 7 or 10 days, all little plastic bags and everything. I get to Massachusetts and I don't have them. All right. Now in my drawer in the bathroom, I keep them in little plastic trays.
Yeah.
So I call my brother-in-law and I say, do me a favor and go over the house. There's 2 plastic bags right on top of the bathroom vanity. It's got all the pills I need. Just overnight them. The next day, this big box comes. He didn't see the plastic bags. Apparently I put them someplace and I didn't even pack them, but I didn't leave them out where I thought I left them out. So he goes to the drawer where I keep them. He takes all the little plastic trays of everything. 3 months supply of this, 2 months supply of it. Take your pick. And I had the whole box. And of course, then CVS changes it up there. It was just a mess. It's not something I look forward to on vacation.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I try to stay with the localist pharmacy I can get because I like doing business with local people. But there's some meds that they didn't get, so I had to get them at Walmart. And when I went to Walmart today to pick up one of the items, I said to the person, look, if I run out, she said, just go to your closest Walmart, tell them your name and your date of birth. They'll look you up in the computer, and anything that you're out of, they'll be able to fill it right there. So you know what? It's a fact of life. And here's another thing, and Bernie can help us out in this.
Well, we don't want to turn this into med RD or RV.
Here, this is one thing again. This is one thing. Last week when I was at the RV show in Worcester that was put on by Camping World, the gentleman from Forest River, the factory rep, was giving me a tour, and I noticed in the bedroom the way the electric plugs were set up, and he said, "You're wondering why this is like this?" He said, because of the number of people today that have one of those air machines, those CPAP machines, those breathing machines. This way here, they can put it right on the nightstand instead of on the floor. They won't trip over it.
Yeah, they've all been doing that. Yeah.
We could do a whole other topic about the difference between packing.
RVers in their medications.
Yep. How about this? RVMD.
There you go.
Okay.
There we go. A weekly series on national TV. So we've got kind of a show built around the RV Technical Institute tonight because they've been doing some great things with some of their programs. So we've got. I'm going to start off. I'm going to try to see if I can remember what Bill Sell taught me a little bit. I'm going to play about three minutes of an interview I did this morning with Kurt Hemmler, president of RVTI. But this interview is really for the Camper Report show next week. So I was trying to get it out of the way early. Yeah. Let me see if I can do it the right way. So we go over there. I go up here.
Same close.
I hit start. Our good friend Kurt Hemmler of the RV Technical Institute is joining us again because, number one, he's got some bright new things on the horizon. Number two, we just like to talk before the camera rolls and get caught up on everything we're doing. So we were able to do that this morning. Kurt, welcome back.
Thank you, Bob. Glad to be here.
Yes, so you're just a little ahead of the 5-year anniversary here. You've done amazing things in the 5 years, but give us kind of a quick catch up in the 5 years, because I know you're about to launch some exciting new programs and we certainly want to talk about them, but you can take a couple of victory rounds.
Sure. Well, yes, it's hard to believe it's been 5 years, but as we sit here today, the team has done a tremendous job. The industry has done a tremendous job of supporting us. And, I'll start with just some raw numbers that are pretty exciting. The big one is we've topped 21,000 individuals that have logged on to our curriculum or into our LMS, our learning system, to experience RVTI. And where we sit today is almost 7,000 certified technicians, which 5 years ago, we weren't even pushing 3,000. So we're, it's not that we're just signing folks up and they are completing. And of course, with certification comes proof of competency and better outcomes for the consumer. In addition, we have nearly 40 authorized learning partners, which, if you remember way back when we first started, we created the hub and spoke model. That's what we call our authorized learning partners. Everything's centered out of Elkhart, that sort of curriculum, which we just did an update this year or in 24. But we have almost 40 of these folks across the country, large dealership groups, schools, high schools, community colleges, tech schools. And of course, that's where over 70% of the training's actually occurring is in these locations. Only about 30% is happening in Elkhart. And that's the way it was designed to be. You got to take the curriculum to the people. And that will continue to grow. That's a big focus. In addition, our level 3 has been built out, which is the level of specialty within the career path that you see behind my head here, right there. That is over 200 plus courses now sit on our website that is been approved by a committee of master tech. So this is no longer just sales training of any type. This is true tech training that both dealer and mobile techs can take advantage of. Our number of master techs continues to literally grow by triple each month because now we have so many folks already in the system. In addition, I will say that we continue to recruit new people into the industry too. As I sit here today,
So that's the start of the interview. And those numbers, for anybody that's followed RVTI,
those are amazing numbers.
Followed the industry. Later on, he mentions that they got probably 1,000 of the 2,000 dealers, and there's roughly 2,500 dealers, what they like to call rooftops in our industry. And they've got half of them have certified techs now, which is really good. And the point of the RVTI training and you'll see a video clip later of gentleman from Campers Inn and why it's important to consumers. But what comments do any of you taken as consumers? Because you can take the courses. You can take the same courses that an RV Tech does, and you can take them online for level 1 and level 2. And level 1 is the basic electricity, PDI, gas, water, weight ratings. But is anybody in this illustrious audience taking? We already got Bernie. Dante's on. Dante, what is he saying?
Evening team.
Okay, Bernie. So too, John. I just a bit over 50 myself. Oh, he's
Medication, meds.
The meds. Late again.
Yeah, but he's only 6 minutes late.
Yeah, you're going to put him in the corner with the dunce cap, but at least he shows up every week.
But Bob, let's just be perfectly clear here. We are blessed. You and I are blessed with this audience.
We are.
Because if we don't know an answer, we just say it. And I don't know if Walter's with us yet tonight or not, but somebody in the audience will look it up. And within 5 minutes, they'll put the answer up right there. And
it's not only true of the audience itself. We have Bill Sell in the background. And even when he's not in the background, like tonight, he's got an engagement in Boston. So he's probably sneaking out for a little while to see if I actually did the video correctly, because he was nice enough to spend time with me. And I think he thought I was a dunce. I think I had to run through it 4 times, but I'm getting better. And that wasn't bad. But we always appreciate Bill being there as our safe guy, because he is a master at StreamYard and many other political media type programs. Uncle Bernie says CPAP set up in the bedroom. Yep. And that's, a lot of manufacturers are advertising. The hell are you doing? You're laying in bed. A little noisy tonight.
Yeah. Okay. So go to Larry Peter.
Mr. Peter.
Larry comes in at the younger end of our demographics here. Larry, you'll find out. You'll find out all of that stuff. But the thing that this CPAP top that we're talking about is so many RV manufacturers now are taking that into account and putting space for the CPAP machine right where, a clock radio would. Well, there's an old term, a clock radio. Nobody even uses those anymore. Would be. But Larry,
you one thing there is, I don't know if we talked about the hat. I hate wearing hats in public and what have you, but if you've noticed the last 2 weeks, I had some surgery on my head, and trust me, it's a lot better looking to look at the hat than the top of my head these days. So that's the reason that you're seeing it.
Yeah.
But it gets a lot of attention down here. They love their veterans in Florida.
Well, you don't have to wear your.
So the reason I mention that is I got some of my medical reports back, and there's a test on there for CPAP. And it didn't tell me they're going to do it, and I assume it doesn't take a lot to do it. But while I was out on the operating table down here in Florida, they do a CPAP test on everybody that's on the operating table. And the same thing that they do in the doctor's office, but it must be a lucrative business down here with the age of the population. But I'm looking at the CPAP test. So Larry, you're going to get busy here in a couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks. Hey, you know what? Speed Week. I mean, I think the Twins are this weekend.
No, the Twins are the 13th.
You know what? I think it's the 24-hour stuff that they just finished.
I think 24 Rolex.
Yeah,
is this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they did some of it already, and then the motorcycles come in after Daytona.
Yeah, I talked to Larry about it. I don't know, a week or so ago, that there's a lot of controversy in the chat rooms and the NASCAR forums because the fans feel that they're not getting their fair shake. They think that television's promoting F1 now because it's got a little bit more flavor, the international flavor, than NASCAR. And here it is down we're right down here. Maybe Dante's seeing it on the East Coast, but I have not seen much advertising for Daytona.
Larry, thank you for verifying what I said. The Clash is this weekend.
The Clash is this weekend?
Yep. Bowman Gray for the Clash this weekend. No.
Well, I saw Bowman Gray. I didn't even know what it was. Where is Bowman Gray? Are they racing there? Is that a city, or is there actually a track there?
I don't know.
I saw that and didn't pay any attention to it. Maybe it was in conjunction with it.
Yep. Well, I took level 1 in Elkhart. Okay, Dante.
Dante wanted to stay on course for business. He said he took level 1 in Elkhart. I remember that. Dante, do you get questions, or do you field service calls for people in the campground when you're there and they find out that you have all this skill set? Do you actually do you find yourself utilizing the skills that you got at RVTI? And while you figure out that answer, Walter says, why is this a mess?
I'm looking up Bowman Gray now.
Evening all from Central Florida, out for an evening stroll around our village tonight. Yeah, we were up in the high 70s today, and it's going to be in the 80s all next week. So maybe winter is gone and left Florida.
Larry, this is not in. Is this the race in L.A., Larry?
No, they wouldn't do the Twins.
Did they get rid of that?
They wouldn't do the Twins in L.A. and then come back to Florida.
No, but did they get rid of L.A., Larry? The one at the Coliseum? The Los Angeles Coliseum?
I think they only tried that once. Hi, Walter.
No, they've done it at least twice. February 2nd, the Clash.
Look at Walter's promoting the program in his neighborhood. He's got a neighbor on from Central Florida. All right, Mark. Oh, Maria's there. It was Maria, not even Mark. Maria was doing it. Right. So
where is Bowman Gray?
All right, Larry's got an answer here.
NASCAR's first and longest running weekly track
this weekend.
I'm looking for it.
I tell you, I must have read that one upside down and backwards. Dante, big TV RV show.
I think he meant big RV show.
And yeah, we had one here in Fort Myers at the Red Sox Park last week, and it was one of the 7 regional shows that the Florida RV Trade Association has, and it was pretty good. They had 6 dealers on it.
I still can't figure it out. Even on the website here, where is Bowman Gray? It said they've been 77 years of weekly 855. Where is it?
Go to NASCAR.
Walter Cookout Clash, AJ Bowman Stadium.
Maria, last week, I should say a couple of weeks, were you guys at the Tampa show? And if so, what did you do? Actually, we skipped it. John had some medical issues, and I was getting operated on that weekend, so I didn't go anywhere. We both missed it. Yeah. Larry, look it up. It will be crazy.
Walter answered it. Okay, where, Walter? Thank you, Walter. Oh, they dumped LA, but where is Bowman Gray? Is it in Florida? Where is it?
Like a high school field with a track around it.
Where?
Well, that ought to be real exciting. Walter says,
Winston-Salem,
North Carolina. So that's before they leave home in North Carolina and head to. I wonder who they owed the favor to do it there. God.
Yeah, you're right up in Campers Inn country up there.
Yeah. Yep, but it's not advertised by me. Oh, others tell people how good you are and then do it?
It was in L.A. What did I just say, Bob? What did I just say 5 minutes ago?
Was it in L.A.? Yeah.
No. Well, I know I'm right on that, but that goes without saying. But what I'm saying is this.
Bowman Gray is, yeah, see,
I said,
Larry did answer. I was just slow.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. I said we have such a great audience that if we don't know the answer to something, Walter will look it up and give us an answer. And what has Walter done? There we go.
See, Larry lives in Jacksonville. He sees them all the time. I guess they don't want the guys on the West Coast to go over. And Brad Schofield says Walter answered it already. You're right. He did. Winston-Salem. He already got that, and it's North Carolina.
It's going to be cold up there.
Here's the official now.
Yeah.
See, Walter's come in with the official. NASCAR's very first weekly track, a famed quarter mile where the sound of roaring engines and cheering fans has been heard since 1949. Started by Bill France Sr., Alvin Hawkins, two men who were founding fathers of NASCAR itself. It's the track where Richard Petty won his 100th race. It's the track where young Richard Childress fell in love with racing, hawking peanuts in the stands, and then later taking the wheel himself. Imagine that. Thank you, Walter.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Wow. That's wild. Is it Sunday night? They're shooting it. They're going to replay it, according to Larry. But is it shot during the day?
Yeah, watch it at 8 p.m. Sunday night.
Right. But the question is, does it have lights? Or was it shot during the day and they're just rebroadcasting it? But
yeah,
Brad Schofield.
They're rebroadcasting because it's run on Thursday.
Oh, it's Thursday.
Yeah, they're running on Thursday.
Okay. Brad Schofield. How do we know Brad? That name rings a bell.
Sounds like one of the NASCAR guys. It sounds familiar. Maybe on NASCAR radio and TV.
I don't know.
Larry, am I right? Or
Brad, how do we know you? Where are you from, Brad? So it will be live. Gosh, boy, they must have to bring in lights for that, to get TV lights to be able to broadcast. Okay, here we go. Here's Walter. Here, Bob, this is.
Oh, wait a minute. So that's not. You know what I'm mixing up?
What?
I thought you were talking about the Twins, but this is the old Clash.
Right.
That is the week before the Twins.
The Twins are what? The 125s.
The 125s. They're on
Right.
Thursday afternoon, and that is next week. So this is the old Clash. So that's the answer.
There we
Total
go.
light
There's
control
Walter.
system from Moscow was installed in the last couple of weeks and finally illuminated Wednesday night to get a feel for how it looks and do any nighttime troubleshooting. Pretty good. Lighting system has patented light controls that prevent glare to drivers, spectators, and TV cameras. Here's Brad Schofield. I watch you often, but you don't know me. Just a regular camper. I usually get my RV repaired by Tim at Tim's RV. Well, you're in good company. Maybe that's where maybe Tim has mentioned your name somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
Larry clarified that, Bob. The twin races are the Thursday before the 500.
Yeah.
Okay. Because those people have been camping there all week. They need something to do.
So
and, the track needs to sell beer.
Yeah. One of the things that we wanted to do tonight was kind of give let consumers know, let know the dealers take this stuff very seriously. Any good dealer does, and most of them would be. You have two choices when you're a dealer. You become a authorized learning partner. It's a little over $3,000, and you have your own instructor, and you have access to their instructors, and you can have training 12 months. Any employee in your company. Could be customer service, could be technicians. Obviously, it's for technicians, all for that one price, over $3,000. A local dealer can sign up for a local package, which is about $1,500. And that's by location. So anybody in one location. So if Frank Roberts, who now has one location down in Windsor Locks, with about 10 service technicians, $1,500, you could train everybody, get them certified in level 1 and level 2 for $150 each person. And if you didn't pay it, your technicians would probably pay it to have access to it. So I did a little video today. It's not a long one, and it's Keith Marshall from Campers Inn RV. He works kind of out of Merrimack, but he's got an office in corporate headquarters. He is the corporate technician trainer. He coordinates all of the ALP programs, all of the training nationwide for every technician. And listen to how and why it's important to him and Campers Inn. All right, we're with Keith Marshall, the corporate technical technician trainer at Campers Inn RV, and most of you know Campers Inn RV as starting in Acton, Mass, and now I think 36, maybe 38 around the country. And if you ever go up and down 95 from Massachusetts to Florida, you'll see about 10 of them. Keith, thanks for taking the time. You know, we
Sure. Thanks
we
for
want to
letting
talk,
me do this.
yeah, about the Authorized Learning Partner program, which Campers Inn has been involved with since 2020. And that's not a term that our fans know about. So tell us briefly what it is, but how you use it to your advantage at Campers Inn to keep your customers happy.
Well, sure. The ALP, the Authorized License Partnership, what that entails is it gives us access to all of the RVTI curriculum for us to use to train our technicians. And obviously, this is about training. Um, in the old days, I would say some of the dealerships that I worked for, they wanted to sell service work. And service work meant a lot of repairs and stuff. What we try to educate our technicians now, and what RVTI as a partner helps us to do, is to educate our customers in that we want the customers to bring units to us so that they can maintain their campers as much as bringing their campers to us to perform repairs. So, you know, the maintenance, as far as our customers are concerned, they're going to be a lot happier to pay us to make sure that they enjoy their experience while they're camping, before they go camping, rather than have to pay for repairs after they go out there and experience a bad time. That experience is what we really push on our RV techs at Campers Inn RV. It's not so much that we're trying to sell service work. We want the customers to enjoy their experience. So hopefully they'll come back when they're ready to trade that thing in and seek out Campers Inn when they're ready to do that.
And
But
it's all about having a trouble-free camping season. So you just
absolutely.
don't hop in it in the spring and drive off, and then you have
Yeah.
the situation far away from home.
RV technicians, as you know, are highly sought after. I mean, the reason that they are sought after is that RV techs don't like to stick around because the biggest reason that that we have retention issues with RV techs is lack of training. That's historically been the biggest issue with keeping technicians engaged and informed and understand what they're doing. Because if they understand their job, they're not only going to like it better, but they're going to stick around and they're going to be more anxious to get to work in the morning and get stuff done. Plus, they take a little more personal interest in the customers too. So,
That's interesting because in addition to being an ALP partner, you get all the benefits and the curriculum that RVTI
right.
has, but you also have your own learning management system. So I think having known Campers Inn for so many years, I know that you have a heavy focus on training,
Right.
and that's an employee motivator. When employees know that you take particular attention to their job and the role that they play. So I don't want to trade secrets, but how do you use the LMS system to make sure that they're getting the right modules, they're at the certain level, they're taking the steps
Yeah.
1 through 4?
My LMS has of course, the technicians all have their own accounts with RVTI. And those accounts now, those aren't owned or are managed in any way, in particular from Campers Inn RV. That's the technician's account. Even if they leave Campers Inn for some reason, they always will have that account. But having access to the LMS allows us to see their dashboard. So when they are taking a test, We can see that they took a test and passed or failed, and also their certification level when they receive certifications, level 1 through level 4 in the RVTI program. So the nice thing about that is for reporting. Now, I will say the LMS, we started this in 2020 in the November, I think, of 2020 up to present. I have some 350 people still in my LMS, but we don't have that many technicians campers in. So some of those technicians have been promoted or transferred or retired or for whatever reason may have left. But at the same time, we're onboarding technicians every week from all over all of our dealerships.
That's
And
a good
so
point. Maybe
yeah,
we will recruit a few more for you from tonight.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Because the first thing they do is ask for training. This is highly sought after, the training aspect of it. So we don't wait. There is a small probation period sometimes for under certain conditions and stuff, but I prefer to get them right into training in a level 1 course just right away. We'll be able to tell during that course, and right now we're doing the courses live. So I travel to regions, and the technicians come for within driving distance usually from to meet in one place for 1 week, and we get them level 1 certified.
beautiful. All right. Our guest is Keith Marshall, the corporate technician trainer at Campers Inn RV. Keith, thank you very much for joining us and give us that
Absolutely.
input behind the ALP and the terrific training programs you got at Campers Inn.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bob.
Good job.
It's really interesting listening to them, and I'm sure you probably feel the same way because we've been RVers for so long. When you think about the early comments from Kurt that RVTI just finished up 5 years last September. And at that time, if you go back 5 years ago, dealers didn't train a lot of their techs. They didn't have the programs, they didn't have the formal program. So the initiative by the RV industry to establish the institute and establish the training program, that they're on the third revision of their printed materials. And now you can see that even when a tech goes in for a job or an interview, one of the first questions is going to be, what kind of training are you going to give me? Because they hear it from their peers and they hear it from their customers. So that's a competitive advantage. So we're seeing more dealers get involved with it. And I'm going to have the recruiting director from RVTI on probably about 20 minutes, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
What do we got for?
Well, we got a lot of good comments here, going all the way back to Walter talked about the lights. Larry said the twin races are Thursday before the 500. Brad watches us often. Walter gave us the schedule. Larry says, I got you guys covered. That's good.
This is the one we like. Thank you, Larry.
Yeah. Level 2 and 3, Dante. How much for Dante? Level 2 and 3.
I think level 2 is 600 if you do it the same way that you did it before. But again, you get he's probably thinking as an individual because he paid for it himself. I think it's 600 on those levels.
Well, look at it this way.
Keith is amazing. He got a good. I talked to our friend Uncle Bernie, so we got a good point from Larry. Bernie said the same thing: a true professional, and is a tremendous mentor to all our techs. Yeah, he seems to have a good personality, temperament for that, because they're all over the place, from nice guys to jackasses. So you got to be able to corral the herd and make sure they hear you.
Walter's even giving us a public service mention here tonight. Now, Dante, Maria, there's
8:34 for SpaceX Falcon 9. Okay.
Tonight, 8:34 tonight.
Convoy.
Hi, Jim Convoy.
The guy's got to be, well, it's show season number 1.
Yeah.
And there's almost all the shows out there. But he must be busy because he winds up being late a lot or sometimes doesn't make it. So can I interpret that as a good sign? I hope you're healthy and everything else is good Jim, can we interpret that as you being a very busy man with your Flex Armor franchise and fixing all the leaky roofs in the world?
What are you looking at?
Who? Red Bob
Oh,
Walter.
Jim Conboy. Okay. Now, one thing I noticed about Conboy at these events, he engages people that are around his booth. He realizes, unlike Bob, we used to joke about the people at some of the campgrounds that would come to the show and sit there behind their display and either be reading a book, a magazine, a novel, or texting and never looking up. Jim Conboy is a person who engages his people. He's always doing demos. He's got that little simulator there that shows what his actual product is. And you know what? He does it just like Sherry Fuller. They engage people that come to the show, and they're there to educate as well as to sell. So,
and they do. I tell you, those models that he brings in, one of them is built on a golf cart, and the other one hooks up at the back of it when he gets them out of the truck in the parking lot, and he drives them in. But he's, when you watch him with customers, he's so professional and kind of quiet spoken, not as loud as you and I, but he spends a lot of time explaining how the process works, and that's what he's able to show them, the way that he's got his
product is set up that way. And I'll tell you one thing: we've been to a lot of shows.
Okay, very good. All right,
we don't go to every show and every hour of every show. We are not there from start to finish. I mean, we might be for the beginning, then we'll walk around, then we'll go to lunch, come back, hang around for an hour, go to dinner. You'll give a few seminars. But Conboy, if the show is 9 to 9, he's there 9 to 9. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday 9 to 5.
I think Jim, are you going to be in Hartford this weekend? I think you are. I think I saw it on your calendar. So the Hartford show is this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yep.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. But
any other the RBTI training at all? Dante, looks like Dante's the only one that had done it.
Yeah. See, Dante realizes that he doesn't have to memorize the manual, but if an issue comes up with his RV, he knows what to do. And whatever he spent on education, he's not spending on repairs. But most importantly, he's not spending money to have his RV at the shop waiting to get serviced or waiting for a part. And everybody will tell you, what is that? Repair something, RECT or whatever it is.
Repair
the time
event,
that it takes.
Repair event cycle time, which is measured throughout the industry now from the time that your repair starts to the time that you get it. It's improving, but still not at the levels that they expected having at the time. But COVID put a real dent into it. There was 2 or 3 years where they just paid attention to try to get as much business as they could, and they couldn't worry about tagging and keeping score and what have you. But they're doing much better on it.
Yeah, but most of it's based upon not having a certified group of techs, because I've been into some dealerships where they just hire kids off the street to do grunt work and say, winterize this. Well, you don't want somebody doing that. Just come off the street, because if they miss one item, it's thousands of dollars out of your pocket. But the other thing is this: education costs, but repairs cost too. So, there he goes. Has done several repairs.
That's good.
So,
a lot of consumers take it for the same reason that Dante did. He just wanted to be able to take care of his own rig wherever he is. Saves money, but he knows who did the work and how they did it. So, but it's nice when you can also pick up a few bucks along the way and put the shingle out, when they get into a campground.
Yeah, exactly. You got another guest that you did an interview with, right?
He's not in the lobby yet.
Oh, we're doing that one live?
Yeah, this one's live. He's the
live. Okay, that's
been the
coming from RVTI.
Wait a minute. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Forest Rivers Owner Group is very helpful. Yeah.
You're so important, Justin, that I'm going to bring you up early. Now, I joked with Justin. Now, so you're probably wondering, Justin, why I've got a baseball cap on.
It's probably not.
Kurt told me the story. This guy would go to meetings and he'd wear a baseball cap. I would say, "Hey, these are high-level RVers. These are important people." So he said, have some fun with them and tell them not to wear the hat tonight. So if it's up to me, you can wear the hat. But if your boss tells you not to do it, maybe you don't do it.
Do you have an official RVTI shirt on?
I do.
There you go. Okay, good. I thought you'd be wearing yellow. No,
Plus,
Kurt wears the black and all the time.
Rather than me introduce you, I saw I could say your name and title, but why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, and how long you've been there, and then we'll rattle some questions off for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate both of you having me on tonight. My name is Justin Rickett. I'm the Senior Manager of Recruitment for the RV Technical Institute.
And
where'd you come from, Justin? Where were you before this?
So before this, I was actually on the aftermarket side. I was with a rep group pushing aftermarket products, front of house.
Okay, cool. How long you been here?
So I've been here almost 2 years now. So it's been great. Really enjoy what I do. Helping technicians, introducing people to the career path that is the RV Technical Institute. And it is, as you know, and many listening or following along hopefully know, it's a very rewarding career path, and it is very important to keep everyone on the road and going and enjoying time with their families.
Go ahead, Bob.
All right. One of the things Kurt was talking about is the different ways that you're recruiting. A lot of people think, well, you just go out and try to recruit other technicians. That's not always the best way. But talk about, you got high school programs, you got college programs, you got tech schools. Talk about those and how they're important and how you fit in as far as recruiting people who know nothing about the RV industry. In many cases, didn't even know we had an industry or a place that they could actually find a very fruitful career.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that lead in. We have done a lot of great things here recently. I'm proud to say we've done a lot of outreach to school counselors at school counselor events, just letting them know that, hey, this is a career option for students. We've partnered with some post-secondary educational providers, one down in Florida, in particular is J-Tech, and then we have another one, Navarro College, that'll be launching later this year. We also just introduced and kind of got off the ground a high school program in Colorado, Littleton Public Schools, their Epic campus out there, where we had 8 junior and senior high school students go through our level 1 program for 2 weeks over the summer. We have recently gotten that approved, or they've gotten that approved as a semester program. So now a high school student can actually earn graduation credits as well as a level one technician certification. So we're actually doing a lot on the educational side, wanting to expand that to all regions of the country, because we think it's great to empower young people, to introduce them to new careers, especially this one. I mean, it's a fun and rewarding career, but it's a fun and rewarding industry as well. We also work with location partners, as I believe you mentioned earlier. Dealerships, both small and large. We have several wonderful partners, especially Authorized Learning Partners. I've seen the video earlier of Keith. He's a wonderful asset to the RV Technical Institute and everything that they're doing at Campers Inn. We also have partners, with Blue Compass, Camping World, as well as Pete's RV. So we have several dealership locations, both large and small, that we partner with, as well as individuals. So the individual learner that wants to just become an independent technician or learn more about their RV.
Do you have to? Are you based out of Elkhart, or are you remote?
So I am actually remote. I live in Georgia, where the weather is almost 60 degrees here. I'm not a fan of the snow. So
but you did get Did you get snow last week or a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I actually went to Elkhart the first part of the year, or the first week of the year, had snow, came back home, had snow, left here, went to Colorado to the NTP show and had snow. So I'm enjoying this week back home with no snow.
All right, here's a tough question for you.
Okay.
If you don't know it, it's okay, but I'm sure you do. When was the last time you were at Buc-ee's?
Buc-ee's. It's probably been about 4 or 5 months. I love Buc-ee's. We have one.
What do you order outside to get gas?
So I definitely get the brisket. So you can actually order. It's going to make me sound a little fat here, but you can actually order just a pound of brisket.
Right.
It's really good. So
for about $18.
Yeah, but it's worth it though. It lasts a minute anyways. It lasts at least the ride home. So
it'll last the ride home.
Okay. He's talking serious about education and other places he's been promoting RVTI, and you come up with Buc-ee's.
Right.
How the hell did that happen?
Hey, people are clamoring for get a Buc-ee's in their hometown. I think there's one going in near Chicago. I think that was the newest one.
So I actually was hoping, I wanted to join in and comment. I was watching online and I wanted to comment. I actually drive race cars, so I know a little bit about racing. So when you were talking about the duels and then the clash that's coming up, I was like, yes, I could be a part of that conversation for sure.
So you strap yourself in that baby and just say a prayer before you go.
Oh, always, right? But it's and then it's wide open after that. So it's fun. I've done it since I was younger.
What type of vehicle?
When y'all were talking racing, I was like, these are my people right here.
Well, we have one of our mobile techs who's a graduate of RVTI, and it's a good spokesman for RVTI. The guy's name is Ryan Hadley. He was trained out there probably a couple of years ago, but he's also a race car. We have a good audience of.
He does dragsters now too.
Who does?
Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and circle cars, but he's been doing dragsters too.
Well, if you saw Larry Peter, who we were joking with, Larry runs the. So you got to get a hold of Keith. Larry runs the NASCAR program for Campers Inn at all the tracks. Where they've got their service vehicles. They service now, I think, 20 tracks. They have technicians at the tracks. Are you familiar with that program? That was you,
Justin.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That was you. Are you familiar with the Campers Inn NASCAR program?
Yeah, I've seen them at the track. I'd love to get some Campers Inn sponsorship on the side of my car. I actually do dirt late model circle track racing, so we get a little dirty. But no, what Campers Inn is doing is great, and our partnership with them. Obviously, if you're around racing, then you probably have an inclination, or you're good with your hands, working, repairing stuff. I think what Campers Inn is doing is a great partnership, and definitely could promote the industry as a whole, right?
In the high school program, did Kurt say that not only do they train them on the level 1, but these kids have also been trained in the construction course? Was that the same school?
Yeah, it's the same school. So our program fits in. I mean, as you all know, it's a house on wheels, right? So our program fits in great with any high school or career tech ed program that has a construction trades program, because like in our level 1, I think was mentioned earlier, we're going to cover propane, HVAC, chassis systems, electrical, and appliances, and so forth. So really, it's a house on wheels. So it pairs well with an existing construction trades program. So we've seen a lot of success there versus, an automotive program. We can fit in there as well, but it fits very well with construction trade.
Yeah. Hey, Justin, you got to agree with me on outside of SEC football, NASCAR and RVing fit together because at any given weekend, during the racing season, forget the small tracks. I mean, just Well, I shouldn't say forget the small
forget
tracks.
Forget Bowman Gray.
Yeah. You going up to that, Justin?
Yeah.
You know anything about that?
I wish I was. That track seems fun. I know they run a lot of open wheel modified stuff up there, which I know is very popular up in the New England area as well.
Yeah, open
So
wheels. Yeah.
they run. They used to have a show, Madhouse, that they filmed there, and it gets crazy because it literally is basically a running track with a football field in the middle. They will wreck the fool out of each other. It gets kind of comical. So I'm kind of interested to see how this race goes.
Now, Dante says, I can see from the front of my RV. Are you talking about, Dante, the rocket launch? Because I thought
he's on the East Coast. Yeah. I bet
he's in St. Augustine, I think, right?
It's either that, because in Daytona, maybe he can see Buc-ee's out the front windshield of it.
Oh, that's true. But I thought he meant that Dante is Dante's RV is like the one right behind you, Justin. And Gami and I will talk about that.
Forest River Only Group is very helpful. Dante saying that. Helpful, do you mean helpful, Dante, because of your level 1 certification? And people
helping to fix stuff. He just writes to it. You put the problem in the owners group and somebody will say, oh yeah, I got that same thing. And they had a faulty water pump that year, and get a new water pump. Or if you got so-and-so brand of water pump, it's not enough for the unit. So go put a new water pump in.
So Dante actually did a nice lead in for me. We go to a lot of consumer shows as well. And we have, people coming up and ask us, do you offer a course for us to learn about our RV? Where we focus on the tech side. But one thing that we have seen at a lot of these shows are people like Dante that went through our level 1 course or level 2 course, and where they go out camping at different campgrounds and so forth. I've talked to a gentleman before that got level 1, level 2 certified with us, that he puts a sign out everywhere he goes and says, RV technician. And everywhere he goes, he gets business to repair somebody's unit at a campground. So where it's not directed necessarily specifically towards owners, like how to hook up and stuff like that, it is more on the repair replacement side. But we've seen a lot of people that have taken the course that's their retirement plan, right? They want to travel around to different campgrounds, and this is a way for them to earn income.
I think Kurt mentioned that you're either coming out with a course for independent mobile techs, or you're adding something to a course. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, so anyone can take our course, obviously. Independent mobile techs, they have the option to come to class either in Elkhart or self-paced online study. What we're kind of working with our post-secondary partners is offering more soft skills, so the more business side of it. As far as us, making a course ourselves, that could be something coming down the road. But I know working with our post-secondary educational partners, that is something that they have and will be doing, as far as introducing in, how to manage your business, how to source leads, how to schedule, stuff like that. So
we only got a few minutes left. Because you are responsible for recruitment, why don't you give us your elevator pitch for all of our dealers in NERVDR and dealers in New England, for those that have not yet become either an ALP or the local initiative? I think, and I'm not a technician, that's why I always took my RVs to somebody else. But the $1,500 price tag it's around $1,500. Somebody had 10 technicians, it's $150 each. So why shouldn't every dealer be involved with RVTI?
That's a great question. Every dealer should be involved with RVTI because we are the gold standard, in training. Our mission is to recruit, train, and certify technicians into the industry. As Keith touched on in the video you played earlier, it really is beneficial to a location to offer that customer a fast, safe, reliable repair time to get them back on the road, keep your customers happy. If you're not signed up as a location partner, and you are correct, it is $1,575. And I like to tell people you can send everyone, including the shop dog. If you can get the shop dog to learn, you can send everybody through the program and get them trained, front of house, anybody answering customer service questions, all the way back to your technicians, just so everybody's kind of speaking the same language. Also available for our authorized learning partners, where like Keith and Campers Inn, they actually send a trainer, Keith, to train their technicians in person. You can do in-person training through a dealership. We also have a new program where we do travel training, where we will actually send one of our trainers out to your location and train 4, 5, 6, up to 12 of your staff members or technicians at a time. So we have several different options. I would encourage people, anybody watching this that has a dealership or works at a dealership, if you want more information, obviously feel free to reach out to me, but you can go to rvti.org, which is our website. And we will be more than happy. Myself, anyone on the recruitment team, anyone at RVTI would be glad to, kind of go over what we can do, how we can model this to fit your dealership's needs.
Yeah, Dustin, one thing that you hit on, and I think it's not discussed enough, you mentioned that if you had the local program, you can train everybody in your shop. And we don't see enough of other employees being trained. Imagine how much better the impression is with the customer if the parts manager knows, not the language, they don't have to know how to fix it, but if they know the language of the business, they can serve customers better, whether it's the telephone operator and they're doing it right in their own shop. They can have their room, they're doing it online, but to teach everybody in that shop the language of the business, how much better could and how much more profitable could the dealership be?
Yep.
They'd get that $1,500 back in 6 months or less.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yep, exactly.
Absolutely.
An educated workforce means a satisfied customer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right, Justin, thank you very much for jumping in tonight. I know it was late notice. We appreciate it. Appreciate what you do for RVTI, and maybe we'll have you back on one of our NASCAR shows.
Yeah, that'd be excellent. Anytime. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you
Go
very
Dogs.
much. All right, that tops it off. And Dante, you didn't answer the question about the windshield because you say yes. So is it yes that you can see the track? Or yes, that you can see
the sky at least.
You can see the sky, and he loves answering questions at the Frog Rally.
For the rocket ship.
Well, the rocket ship, yeah. That's what I meant.
Well, if he's in St. Augustine, he's not going to see Daytona.
He's not in St. Augustine.
Is he St. Augustine or Daytona?
No, I think he's in I think he's down in Daytona. He's already arrived. Yeah. Okay.
Whatever.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you joining in. Be safe out there. Travel safe. And John, now
see you real soon.
Something good for next week.
Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah, let me probably be nice if I had the video ready, huh? Boop.
This edition of RVing in New England was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.